Turning the focus of our attention to the feeling state of our bodies and being willing to receive whatever we encounter without thinking it should be something else. Who we are, as we are right now in this moment for this practice is completely acceptable. It may have any variety of sensations, and that's okay. It may have no sensations at all, also okay. And bringing our breath into our hips so that we're expanding around the hips in 360 degrees. Actually, physically feeling the back of the body open, the sides of the body open, the front not be the only thing that's happening. And then our exhalations, relaxing into that space, really letting the musculature drop with gravity. When we expand in 360 degrees around our hips and open up our sides and our back, we're opening up to the value of things we often don't see or notice, but are there and are available and are important and part of our whole. And when we relax into that space, we establish a relationship that the front of our body and our tension in the world is not the only thing we're doing. That we have a whole lot of life and expansion and experience available, and that our relaxation into it allows us to be open and access things that when we have tension, we can't see. Our tension is holding too much. So establishing this pattern of expansion and relaxation. Recognizing that relaxation is a never-ending well. No matter how much we relax, there's always another layer of relaxation available to us. And through that relaxation, more sensory information is available if we'll but notice it. And when we're just breathing into a normal breath, we very rarely, it's almost like seeing through a pinhole. And seeing through a pinhole clearly is, very interesting sometimes. That's what you want to see through. But as we relax and move away from the pinhole being the lens, so much additional vision becomes available to us. And the difference between a pinhole and the fullness of our peripheral vision, our whole vision, is similar to the experience of the body in a tense way and the experience of the body in a relaxed way. And this relaxation is very restorative. In these moments that we're doing it, it's restorative, but it then informs the things we do afterwards. And sometimes the things we do afterwards, we might have a picture in our head of how they should be done that we have been planning and plotting, and we had strategized and distinguished the best possible result. But this sense of relaxation might change that, might broaden that, might make us more sensitive to all of the other elements. And that sensitivity may enrich, well, in my experience, will enrich any encounter, because it's more whole, it's more considered, it's in relationship and not in strategy. So there's this dynamic that what we are used to and what we can be as we're present to the fullness. That's not just a picture in our mind about an imagined future, but the wholeness of our being in the real present. And just this being and this achieving a relaxation and a presence. What it brings to mind for me is my nephew passed 10 years ago. And if I could have him back for one day, when he came back, if he was focused on getting something done or doing something or being of some service in the world or achieving some goal, I wouldn't be able to relate with him. But if he came back, my highest dream is that he would be available and relaxed and engaged. That we could spend moments that didn't have requirements, that didn't have to be something else. And if that was my wish, to be able to connect with someone I loved that has passed, isn't that my wish also, to be able to connect with the people I love now? That particular nephew was amazing at, he was a really helpful kid. So it really, he could come back for one day and he could probably transform my very icky backyard into something beautiful that I would be able to remember him by. But I still would rather have his presence than his actions any day of the week. And that presence might be able to help me, inspire me to do things that I could still remember him by. But as I contemplate what I really want from the people I love, it's their presence, their engagement, not their actions, not the results. So can we give ourselves that freedom to be that present, to let our hearts be open and available? That might be the highest service we can render. That might be the most valuable activity we can complete. And that to-do list has its place, but not as our sacred scripture. Just a thought.